Sleep training your 4-month-old. If you've got a 4-month-old at home, you might be wondering if it's time to start sleep training. Well, you're in luck because today we're diving into the world of sleep training for 4-month-olds. Let's talk about whether 4 months is a good time to start sleep training. While every baby is different, most little ones are developmentally ready for sleep training between 4 and 6 months old. At this age, their sleep cycles are maturing and their natural circadian rhythm is starting to kick in. Plus, they're likely not yet reliant on rocking or nursing to fall asleep. Now, before you get too excited about your baby sleeping through the night, let's manage those expectations. Even at 4 months old, it's normal for babies to wake up at least once or twice during the night. In fact, even at 6 months, around 38% of babies aren't getting 6-hour stretches of sleep. So, don't stress if your little one isn't snoozing for 12 hours straight just yet. If you're ready to give sleep training a go, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, avoid starting during a chaotic time at home. That means holding off if your baby is teething, under the weather, or if there's been a big change in their routine or environment. Now, let's talk about how to actually sleep train your 4-month-old. Many parents assume that sleep training means letting their baby cry it out, but that's not the only way. Our favorite gentle sleep training method is called the wake and sleep method. It might sound counterintuitive, but bear with us. Here's how it works. First, swab your baby, unless they're rolling, in which case, skip the swaddle and turn on some white noise. Feed and burp your little one, and offer a pacifier. Once they fall asleep in your arms, gently lay them down in their bassinet or crib. Now, softly tickle your baby's feet to gently wake them up, just enough for their eyes to barely open. After a few seconds, they'll drift back off to sleep. This might seem silly, but those few seconds of drowsy waking are actually helping your baby learn to self-soothe and fall asleep on their own. If your baby resists falling back asleep, try turning up the white noise or gently jiggling the bassinet. And if all else fails, pick them up and soothe them to sleep, then start the process over again. Of course, the wake and sleep method isn't the only way to sleep. There are other techniques like the chair, where you sit next to your baby's crib until they fall asleep, gradually moving your chair further away each night. Or the pick-up, put-down method, where you pick up your baby when they cry, soothe them just enough to settle, then put them back down. Whichever method you choose, consistency is key. Stick with it for at least a week before deciding if it's working for your family. Now, let's talk about bedtime routines. Babies thrive on predictability, so having a consistent bedtime routine can work wonders for getting your little one to sleep. Start by dimming the lights and turning on that white noise about an hour before bedtime. Give your baby a soothing bath, a gentle massage, or sing a soft lullaby. Then, swaddle them up. If they're not rolling, offer a pacifier and implement that wake and sleep method we talked about earlier. If your baby is still fighting to sleep after 30 to 60 minutes, their bedtime might be too early. Try pushing the whole routine back by 15 minutes every few nights until you find that sweet spot. Finally, let's talk about the dreaded 4-month sleep regression. While not every baby goes through it, many parents find that their once decent sleeper suddenly starts waking up more often and resisting bedtime. This is totally normal and usually happens because your baby is becoming more aware of the world around them. They're excited to see you and engage with their surroundings. To help combat the 4-month sleep regression, make sure your baby is getting plenty of sunlight during the day to regulate their melatonin production. Keep daytime naps short, no more than 2 hours at a time, and consider adding in a dream feed to make sure hunger isn't waking them up. Remember, every baby is different, and what works for one might not work for another. The key is to stay consistent, patient, and loving. And there you have it, your crash course in sleep training for a 4-month-old. We hope these tips and tricks help you and your baby get the rest you both need and deserve. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.